Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to my studio. My name is Mr. Paul. I'm a visual artist. I've been doing it all of my life, and I've been teaching almost art for most of my life too. I'm glad you're here. I know that maybe some of you have had me in the past with art classes, and for those of you who are brand new to me or what have you, just listen, and if you could pick up some tips about artwork, that would be, that's good. That's why I'm here. Today, we are going to talk, and I'm going to do a little bit of illustration about graffiti. See, I'm an old guy. I'm an old artist, and I remember a time when graffiti was considered garbage. It was, vandalism. But boy, I would say in the last 25 years, it has really become an art form and a respected art form whose artists are really revered. Some of the most notable right now graffiti artists, and we're talking about all over the world, there's a gentleman named J.R., I think he's from Spain. He does large photographs, huge photographs, and he goes around the world plastering these photographs. Another one that's very popular and just kicking it right now, his name is Banksy, for any of you guys who are into graffiti. Banksy, he doesn't use spray paint or paint, but he does, but a lot of the stuff that he does are stencils or things that he can paste to the wall. And of course the grandfathers of the graffiti artists that just took the world by storm, one of them is Keith Haring, and the other is Basquiat. These guys, including Banksy, they don't just do graffiti or murals. They now work on canvases and large installations, and they're selling their work for millions and millions of dollars. So when I was young, graffiti was, I thought it was kind of cool, but it wasn't really considered an art form, and now legitimate. It's legit. It's considered an art form. And I've always been prone and really interested in that work. Let me just say, I am not a graffiti artist, but I do really love that genre of artwork. And so today what I'd like for you to do, if you're going to take this little journey with me, is I want you to come up with a phrase, a positive phrase. And there's so many now, like Black Lives Matter and the Me Too movement, and there's so many wonderful, messages that are being used by graffiti artists. And what I would like for you to do is pick something like that. Pick something that when you read it, or people that see it on the walls, they're uplifted, right? And so what I did is that just for an illustration, what I did is I just came up with something that I think is really important for everybody. And mine is believe in yourself. Can't really do much in this world if you don't believe in yourself. And so anyway, so what I would like to bring up before you start your graffiti design is that I'm sure you guys have already, and you've heard the term composition. An artist composes a picture by consciously deciding, I'm going to put this here and that there, and I'm going to do another one over here to get that balance or off balance that you, the artist, wants to convey. I think it's really important that when you start out with a piece, whether it's on a big piece of paper or a giant wall, you have to know, especially if you're doing it on a wall, you have to know kind of, sort of, what what it's going to look like at the end of the session, once you get finished with the artwork. And to do that, you have to kind of know kind of where everything is going to go and how you're going to do it. Now, when you're in the mood, when you're in the zone and you're there on a wall or in your bedroom designing these things, you can change it. And so whether you're a graffiti artist or you're a landscape artist or what have you, that composition is very, very important because it gives you kind of this loose, roadmap of what you're going to do. Now, granted, once again, you can detour, you can change destinations as you go, but the idea of starting out with something that you kind of know how this is all going to play out. And I think that's really kind of important. I would like for you to come up with a phrase or what have you that means something to you, that means something positive to you. Don't, I mean, you could use a phrase that's already out there for sure, but, I want you to believe in what you're doing, because I tell you what, artists and art is communicating. And with graffiti, I mean, it's known. Graffiti is known for the artist's opinion, what they think, how they think, what they feel. It's a perfect avenue of creativity. And again, that's what I love so much about graffiti. Now, so once you get your idea, right? Once you get your idea, what's that phrase going to be? Then you can start on your composition. Okay, I've got this piece of paper. Where am I going to put that phrase? Once you kind of decide that, and of course, if you're just using pencils, it's easy to erase, right? If you are using spray cans, paint, that may be a little bit different story. But, the idea of kind of figuring out what you're going to do way, way before you get to where you're going, I think is very, very cool. And I think it'll help you in the long run. In fact, I was going to tell you that I don't know when you're going to be watching this video, but right now in downtown Oklahoma City, they have a graffiti show at the New Contemporary Center downtown. They have about 25 national and international graffiti artists working on the walls of the museum. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. So that's one thing. It may still be up when you actually see this video, and if you're really into graffiti, go see this show. So what I've done is I've kind of laid out my design. I've got my words. I'm right now, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of playing with the color, just to show you how I do it. But don't let anybody tell you that graffiti art is not art, because it is. I've always enjoyed it. There are cities in the country that are really, really known for the graffiti and their large-scale murals. And Oklahoma City is beginning to be one, as a matter of fact. It's kind of cool. I just read an article in an art magazine that lists Oklahoma City for murals and planned graffiti in the United States right now. And I think that's cool. So just give you something to think about. I'm glad you showed up. Keep making art. And hey, have a great day. And I hope that I'll see you in the next video someplace. Oh, and by the way, I want to thank the Arts Council of Oklahoma City putting out these videos for you guys to watch at home or in a Zoom class or maybe even in a classroom in your schools. So anyway, have a good day. Peace.